So that we can clearly recognize this secret combination, as Moroni called it, we need to translate its characteristics into modern terminology. To begin with, that this combination will seek to destroy the freedom of all lands, nations, and countries can only mean that the combination will have global reach. It will be a global conspiracy. In order to rule worldwide, all secret combinations seek power. This secret combination must first destroy all nations, or at least subjugate them to its rule, irrespective of national boundaries. This is exactly what its objective is, the overthrow of freedom of all nations. In the modern lexicon, this translates to having a globalist agenda. Globalism seeks to place the whole world above individual nations. In other words, this secret combination will likely have an overt globalist agenda through which it can seize power covertly throughout the world. It can seize and exercise power in two ways. First, it can abolish all nations and form one world government, or more likely, form a supranational government, which subordinates all nations under its rule. The core elements for either scenario are already in place. The United Nations and its subordinate agencies include the International Court of Justice. The globalist agenda of this secret combination can be readily recognized in immigration policies. They employ a two-pronged approach. First, globalists seek to blur or eliminate the distinction between citizen and alien, immigration and migration, legal and illegal status. For example, the recently endorsed United Nations Global Compact for Safe, Orderly, and Regular Migration, or GCM, designates all people moving from one country to another as migrants. There is no mention of immigration. The leaving from one's country or immigration, the entering of another country, legally or otherwise. People are simply assumed to be able to freely move about the world. Migration across national borders is extolled as safe and beneficial for both the country of origin and the host country. No mention is made of drug smuggling, human trafficking, terrorist infiltration, or other risks to the so-called host nation. Strictly speaking, a host nation can only be such when it willingly receives immigrants. Illegal migrants or immigrants do not qualify as guests of a host nation. This is another linguistic fudge. The globalist view is that migration is not only a good thing, it is entirely legal. The use of the word illegal attached to immigrant or migrant is discriminatory, since migration is not a crime. Of course, the notion that migration is entirely legal ignores the very real immigration laws of nations, the preferred term in the United States to mask the status of those who have illegally entered a country has become undocumented. These persons are neither illegal or alien, which are both pejorative terms. In fact, illegal is now considered racist.
The word illegal, when describing immigrants, is a racist slur that divides communities and is used to discriminate against people of color who are perceived to be immigrants. And history shows us that racial slurs breed hate against groups of people and can have deadly consequences. Simply put, the word illegal is dehumanizing and is legally inaccurate. Even though the I word seems to be creeping back up these days, many are pushing back by dropping the I word.
The 11 million undocumented immigrants
effort to allow undocumented immigrants.
So I became undocumented.
Undocumented immigrants.
Undocumented immigrants.
Undocumented immigrants.
Undocumented immigrants.
Let's continue to affirm the dignity and humanity of immigrants, because no human being is illegal.
The blurring of the notion of citizen and non-citizen inexorably leads to the extending of the rights and benefits of citizens to non-citizens. For example, at one of the recent 2020 Democratic debates, all the candidates raised their hands to pledge Medicare benefits, paid for by citizens and once reserved to citizens, to undocumented immigrants.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.